this was a shocking moment. So, speaking of Brock Lesnar, after he makes a shocking SummerSlam return in the first WWE appearance since bringing May in bombshell by Vince McMahon onto a lawsuit. So, after with Brock Lesnar returned to WWE was the first time in 2 years. So, this was after bringing May into bombshell a civil yes, says no lawsuit against Vince McMahon. And he with Brock Lesnar music hit for his stunning return after Cody Rhodes undefeating Cena to win the undisputed of WWE Championship into the main event of Night 2. Acting at SummerSlam at MetLife Stadium is on Sunday night. Acting made Brock Lesnar, whose last appearance was at SummerSlam back in last year's in 2023. So he was delivered his F5 to finish to a stun Cena to set up a match. And later this year, during the Peacemaker Star to Retirement 1, and Brock Lesnar is fighting back. Here's a concert of pain. So, Aja is a former of UFC heavyweight champion and first time onto the company. Yes, a poll going says his name to come up. Aja in this allegations made against the former of WWE. Aja his boss Vince McMahon made by an ex-employee of Sir Miss Garrett, she accused him of sexually assisted sex tracking. Agent of Miss Grant and filed a suit back in January of 2024. Agent said a national company did not include Brock Lesnar's name, only was it only a world-famous athlete in the form of UFC heavyweight champion of Vince McMahon. After he was trying to sign at the time, and Brock Lesnar, who is not undefeated into the case. After it was Cody named by Miss Grant in front of court, and this was a competent back in February, and Miss Grant accused Vince McMahon of asking her to create this publicized sensational content for Brock Lesnar back in July of last year. He wasn't doing his contract. This allegations see also against illegals of Vince McMahon. I interviewed Brock Lesnar to communicate back in 2021 for the sensational encounter that ended up not happening. So, and he made Brock Lesnar wrestle almost during WrestleMania 39 at Silver Stadium on April 2 of 2023, California. After of Vince McMahon, who is the 40 of Jessica Whistleblower, he was called Miss Grant, naming Lesnar into the suit. Was a stunt in back in February, has suspended the post in Monday. I think this comment is nothing more than just last pony stunt in ongoing. He was the same pain when Vince McMahon, Tony of Jessica Whistleblower, said in a statement to ESPN at the time is a filled with department force holds from his team that continues to disagree, so law is the truth. Arguably, Brock Lesnar has wasn't not been around of WWE since. And then, arguably his merchandise brand taken down from WrapUp.com, and it has a playable character that was alongside with Vince McMahon. After he was removed from the WWE 2K24 video game, and Brock Lesnar was rumored to be returning as a 2024 as a Royal Rumble, but the parents was scrapped after the news of this lawsuit broke. After a lawsuit because of Vince McMahon of causing her physical harm with his force in all offices, including the 6 toys, along with locking her in a delivery office before he had in over by WWE exclusive took turns assaulting her. She also accused of Vince McMahon in a lawsuit of focusing her into sensational relationship to keep her job. Idea of Vince McMahon has denied such allegations against him. At this time, his legal team calls this lawsuit. This was reported with lies and made up instance that no equality in this stresses also the truth. I think my reaction was what I thought it was gonna be. I think was whatever this had been, it will off with all this place, it wouldn't be here anymore. And he went to parades by WWE received Carter Officer and said during the SummerSlam post-show by last night. He said, I just said a gymnastic into the room and WWE had slight things between when the beast is here. I think he added, seeing Brock Lesnar come back and that you thought this was happening sort of all the goals outside the window because I just a factor of Brock Lesnar now such like things that gymnastic so incredible it makes it installable and Triple seemed to wasn't that something wanted to work with Brock Lesnar during his final one. When he asked about lining up senior opponents, he called it 17 times more Serbian and with the whistle list, and that is about Son bring able to go out the way he was going to go out. And it was of very first things that I said to him was who do you want and how the boy said, and we are walking through that. Let me see about Brock Lesnar again. So give me 1 minute. So about his lawsuit thing. Let me see. Hold on. It's taken by PW Silent Brock Lesnar is still named into a lawsuit in just allegations by some Miss Grant that she was clearly awful to him. He was especially to Brock Lesnar to sign a new contract with WWE during the Vince McMahon ownership era and those allegations remain into a lawsuit and have never. After those allegations remains into a lawsuit and have never been dropped, I think. So, Brock Lesnar's got a sex tracking lawsuit where it's doing here tonight or last night. Okay, this is crazy. I knew what Sonny Garrett lawsuit says about Brock Lesnar, and Lesnar isn't being sued, but his name of 44 times in the civil complaint. Here's a breakdown of the key allegations involving him, and all is going directly from the amended lawsuit put back in April 2024. Are you ready to win a beautiful moment after a great match? Are you ready Brock Lesnar? He's named the sex tracking lawsuit. Wasn't that it's still ongoing with an awful way to wrap things up. I just says so you know Brock Lesnar is named inside a lawsuit against Vince McMahon and in WWE for taking part in sex tracking and incest and disgusting, but then again, this is TKO we know when they still for years. I didn't pay 15 Vince McMahon traded Miss Grant as a comedy offering her to Old Man back in March. In 2020, Vince McMahon began showing substantive competent and photograph and videos of Miss Grant. He was including a photo. This was the content he just recorded on his cell phone with Old Man both inside and outside the company, including the members of on television and producer team exclusive and producer and award famous athlete and former of UFC heavyweight champion Brock Lesnar with room of WWE was trying to sign a new contract and really did sign that contract. Let me see. I didn't incest case you forget Brock Lesnar was listed and it wasn't a sex tracking lawsuit with him to resign by focusing a woman to create as other content says for him. So, as you see, illegals of Vince McMahon was committed to create parasite assessment content for Brock Lesnar back in July of 2021. Was it at a time and McMahon was telling to keep Brock Lesnar on the contract with a WWE seat for illegals of Vince McMahon through a lesson to Connecticut back in 2021 for the substantive and conduct with limit didn't happen. I want to know, I think. So, I mean this is why Brock Lesnar has returned last night and with red flags, not because he was counted, but because of civil suit and legacy of WWE. There was assessment in that Brock Lesnar was a direct, and this is about the sponsors. And Brock Lesnar does not have a lawsuit for that. I have to admit never met her and not had sex with her, and he's not even he wasn't looking for a reason to be upset. Okay, I'm to anyone who is saying Brock Lesnar isn't into a lawsuit. He isn't not a gimmick, but he is his name and tax and old endorsement for the fact WWE still brought him back as well about last night. I just thought so far too long and Bruce was allowed to travel under WWE leadership instead of writing this wrong. WWE has done nothing to ensue those responsible or held accountable this attempt to sweep. It wasn't a massacre on this award. We're back forward. We look forward to a full set of facts, including those about Mr. Lesnar. He wasn't coming out in a court of a law, and we did belong that, but in the meantime, I knew we include you back to submit Miss Clint an update comment with outlines in detail. The abuse is injured by Vince McMahon and also while police at WWE. Let me see. I'm going to take the 15 seconds to do some research instead of this business. This was done. And Brock Lesnar was named in a lawsuit, I think, to intimidate Brock Lesnar. His merchandise has been removed. So this does not make any sense. Right? Do you know what I mean? I think it's afraid who hasn't Cody Reed, so a lawsuit, and who has brought is an image name has a department in Miss Grant team names has probably has a witness calling him a and says this is he wasn't never sued in TKO and we never says do a 180 and a blacklist him without a make the reason. So I don't know what's going on with his name come up. About last night he has returned. So this is what's strange. So I get a lot of false this info out there about Brock is out of his also this was done. Brock was never into a lawsuit, never get sued, didn't do anything illegal, wasn't involved with it at all. Because WWE in TKO, whenever you pull the trigger, you face the heat. I don't blame about what Lesnar did. That's why he came back from last night. I do make Brock Lesnar is not a giant instant miscreant unless he gives Vince McMahon. There was some no laws in David his name wasn't he wasn't wrestling in his allegations that McMahon offered miscreant to him for sex and intimacy. Kuwait wasn't just contract to help the social wrestling contract back in 2021 and faced no sauce or wasn't just because of wrongdoing himself. I think so. Yes, it was yes, and Brock Lesnar is named in Miss Grant, and then there's a lawsuit against Vince McMahon. I think we saw no laws in WWE allegations claim McMahon to direct Miss Grant to create excessive content for listeners to edit so the content talks. He is not the uninvited into the case remains an editor as of back in August in 2025 this year. So I don't know what's going on between this. I think so. I didn't really bought lesson is still named Sony Miss Grant lawsuit. The fact they bought him back makes no sense. Other from a business perspective, most wrestling fans and we only care about the masses and not the real life. Just at a crisis where a sex often bring back on TV SMH. I think you said so this does not make any sense. I mean, Brock Lesnar was finally back last night. So let me see. I get when people all scared but Sunset had a lot to do with Vince McMahon and Brock Lesnar. Sony, no laws. I didn't answer sex tracking lawsuit come on, says let these out of the courses and closer into WWE to treat with set of Vince McMahon free. This is what you just said. I knew it brought Lesnar face serious allegations back in 2024 and 2025. This lawsuit by ex-WWE employee, Sir Miss Grant. And subsequently he requested his content may advise exposing himself after Vince McMahon sued her admitted to scoring wrestling contract. No conversation case ongoing with if possibly behavioral. According to P. Saul, Brock Lesnar is still named in a lawsuit listed just allegations by Sir Miss Grant. So here's a set of facts from confirmed Brock Lesnar is named in Miss Grant ongoing lawsuit against Vince McMahon. I wasn't in WWE alleging he has sent this contract by McMahon and to scoring contract. He's not the other case and report a last footing to survive 2025. There's no resources by August, and so let us know of your thoughts into the comments below. So I knew when Brock Lesnar coming back, kind of when what was one of the best nights of wrestling in a while. I understand the pop is gentleman, but a lawsuit is still ongoing. Let me find innocent moving forward. So let me see. Hold on. So that's not it. Hold on. So I was yes in hope immediate a lawsuit filed back in January 34th in Miss Grant's name, but lesson it cussed him up Sony's opponent, content including a failure from Hall. Yes, illegal was it illegal to allegations of Fifth McMahon News Hall as a successful pound just going lesson get to be contract about lesson is not a get out of it. And yes it is in front of medicine, but Leslie is not a name, it is Miss Grant. And this lawsuit against Fred McMahon and WWE and Son Noel Lawless, he is referring into this part about allegations, but not a plaintiff party, just a suit, posted a competent and listed reports. I think here's the true story about this, about Brock Lesnar. I think it's a suit and you need to be able to show damage in order to sue someone who is clear from the statement made by Miss Grant in order that Brock Lesnar was a warning put opponent into the company because there's no mitigate advocate stuff like that. Hold on. So I admit Brock Lesnar was missing into a lawsuit due to a text message that went back and forth. He never met Lisa Gill, and she even came out saying has such and Brock may be grossly prominent, but he didn't grossly break any laws. And people says love it just drama. I think just said so I just said time, I think I just was gonna point out with Bonnet in this in front of medicine here Brock was named in the lawsuit because the man had glasses with such pensive. However, he is not cruise or break preeminent for two reasons. In one, it was a cosmo, maybe two it never happened. Such yet. Let me see. I don't know what's going on between Brock Lesnar, but last night he has returned. Let me see. Let me go back. About his lawsuit. Okay, so it's been about after 2 years ago when he started in news. So I don't know what's going on between him or Vince McMahon. So give me 1 minute here, guys. I was thinking about was involved in Seth's lawsuit because Brock's a criminal. No, he's not. I think, but it's never. And he's returning last night, and Brock Lesnar is back home. That's crazy. He was back in 2020, I say 2012, in 8 years. I used to see Brock Lesnar, who was in a sex trafficking lawsuit, with Vince McMahon allowing him to resign by focusing a woman to create as a conscience for him. And that scene with Brock Lesnar's name come up. Let me see. Into it when Dana White, when he sings in Brock Lesnar fighting on. So, I wonder what's going on between him and Brock Lesnar's back, and people are going to sue him. The kids are going to buy his merchandise, and Jerry will make a ton of money. But Jerry and Triple H knew in full when that fist through Brock Lesnar for a sensational encounter with Miss Grant. It wasn't that only failed to happen because Brock Lesnar got back. So, it's been about a long time, I think. He has to be, I'm gonna show you guys a quick minute here. Hold on, let me see this. I think he was always a part to the free incident was the pace. So here is true when every games due to the past. To add Brock Lesnar back in. Please. Maybe we're going to against Brock Lesnar. Okay, I'm not going that so far. Maybe he comes back during the summer. Whatever imaging is fine. So no, because he was not a part of the first thing. I think. And Brock Lesnar's going to do it to walk up a week before WrestleMania bring Ritz into it in to stir things up. So I'm also gonna look The Rock into their face like he did to Hulk Hogan. Probably his party's over. I think. So here's the next tweet. It says, no, I just said a lawsuit didn't cause him of doing anything. He could receive a tax that indicate he was in negative pre-opponent. So this is a fool who don't know the full reasons. I guess the reason why Brock Lesnar is now back, his father wants to remove, is now Facebook of The Rock had this conversation with Triple H, and I hear just about comment advices maybe removing Lesnar was not going to take care about Lesnar was coming now and back. So we're going to have between the talks. So he finally some good news now. He's added him back on to the game. So yes, I heard. So his initially says, no, whatever he didn't do anything not all about those allegations or to get me one big monster puss. I knew he's back. Be back last night. And just the same people that criticized it was Quasarico, also the same people on the faith wanting Brock Lesnar back after he was named on the WSA unsold list and described also this lawsuit with his butts. It's put him onto the game of AXE. He didn't do anything wrong. I think I think we did pass him back into WWE games. Maybe he has said it for years. And Brock doesn't just what he wants when he wants. So WWE has been just scripted these past 3-5 years, maybe or longer, but we all know that Brock Lesnar can be subservient anytime he wants it, and have a record, a title, whatever he wants. Hopefully he comes back last night. So that's crazy. So I wasn't why it would be shocking he should never have been taken off. So I just bought Lesnar did nothing wrong except just lost it on only missing since trying to pipe Antonio to the former of UFC champions and never said whether it could happen. I'm sure where he did and if he had named him in order to get a couple of bucks. Just saying. So it was okay whenever we can just get him added again. Do we think he might be back into the game? Now that's the good news between Brock Lesnar's back. So he will help Cody win the title and destroying to the bar line. Maybe then get ready for the return onto the pain. So this was about money talk about this box. I think so. I've been watching certain news come out that he, according to easily apologized. So maybe it's wasteful thinking, but it's possible of TKO that it doesn't just allegations it saw that the allegations against Brock Lesnar made it very strong and they felt uncomfortable bringing him back into the fold very soon. And this could be them testing set of walls. I don't know. He was never removed, just is a non-story. He's finally to be the current returning to the WWE. I was shocked. He's been doing this. So maybe they look into it to he received a text that he is in certain game along with his music interests. Wherever you get stuff like CC download, and they could have wanted him where they wanted. So just to let you guys know. So thank you for watching about last night when Brock Lesnar's finally back. So we like this video, like and subscribe. This was wrestling WrapUp, where we talk about something good of those stories about personal wrestling stories. So that's why I've been doing this. Same thing like I've been doing this like last year I did. So we like your favorites, so like, subscribe. And by this time, peace.